Stop, don't skip this. Because the next quarter you spend could be your biggest mistake. Every day, people unknowingly spend coins worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. And the worst part, they never realize what they just lost. Right now, there are rare quarter coins hiding in plain sight. They look completely normal. Same size, same color, same weight. But one tiny detail can change everything. Some quarters are made from silver. No copper edge, just solid silver. That alone can make them worth far more than 25 cents. But most people never even check the edge. Then there are error coins. Small mistakes during minting, a double design, a missing detail, or an off-center strike. These errors are rare, and collectors pay big money for them. But to most people, they look like damaged coins. And here's where it gets dangerous. Condition. A clean, sharp coin with strong details can be worth hundreds or even thousands more than a worn one. But once it's spent, scratched, or damaged, that value is gone forever. Think about that. You could be holding a valuable coin right now, and you wouldn't even know it. And once you spend it, you will never get it back. So, before you use your next quarter, stop. Check the edge. Check the details. Because the coin you're about to spend might be the one everyone else is searching for money bag. Stop before you spend another quarter. Look closely. Because that 1776 to 1976 drummer boy coin in your pocket might not be just 25 cents. It could be hiding real value, and most people never notice it. Right now, millions of people have seen this coin, but only a few actually understand what they're holding. And that's where the opportunity is. Because the difference between an ordinary coin and a valuable one is knowledge. The 1776 to 1976 quarter was created to celebrate 200 years of American independence. Instead of the normal eagle on the back, this coin features a colonial drummer boy, a symbol of the Revolutionary War. That design alone makes it one of the most recognizable coins ever made. But here's where things get interesting. Not all drummer boy coins are the same. Some are common, worth only face value. But others, they can be worth far more depending on a few key details that most people ignore. And those details can change everything. First, let's talk about something most people never check, the edge. If your coin has a copper stripe around the edge, it's a regular circulation coin. But if there's no copper and the edge is solid silver, you could be holding a silver version. And that alone increases the value instantly. Because some of these coins were made in 40% silver, not for everyday use, but for collectors. And many of them still exist today, mixed in with regular coins. Which means you could find one by accident. Now imagine this. You're about to spend a quarter. You don't check it. You don't look at the edge. You just use it like normal money. But what if that coin was silver? That's money gone forever. And it happens every single day. But silver is just the beginning, because the real money often comes from errors. Minting errors are mistakes made during production. And while they might look like damage to an untrained eye, collectors see them as rare and valuable. Some drummer boy quarters have double designs. That means parts of the image appear twice, slightly shifted. Others are struck off-center, where the design is not perfectly aligned. And some have missing details or unusual marks that shouldn't be there. These small mistakes can turn a 25-cent coin into something worth hundreds or even thousands. But here's the problem. Most people don't recognize these errors. They see a strange-looking coin and assume it's damaged. So they spend it. And just like that, they lose the value. Now, let's talk about something even more powerful. Condition. A coin that looks ordinary to you could be extremely valuable if it's in high grade. Collectors pay huge money for coins that are clean, sharp, and well-preserved. Even tiny scratches or wear can reduce value significantly. So, a coin that has been protected, untouched, almost perfect, can be worth far more than the same coin that's been used for years. That's the difference between common and rare. And here's something that will surprise you. Some of the most valuable drummer boy coins are the ones that were never meant to circulate at all. These are proof coins, specially made with extra detail and a mirror-like finish. If you ever find one of these outside of a collection, that's a huge discovery, because proof coins were handled carefully and are much rarer in everyday circulation. Now think about this. There are millions of these coins out there, but only a small percentage have the features that make them valuable, which means most people will miss them. But a few people, the ones who check, the ones who pay attention, they find them. And that's where the advantage is. Because you don't need expensive equipment. You don't need years of experience. All you need is awareness. Check the edge. Look for silver. Examine the details. Watch for errors. And protect the condition. Those simple steps can turn everyday change into real money. But here's the part most people don't want to hear. Once you spend a valuable coin, it's gone. You don't get a second chance. You don't get a warning. It disappears and someone else finds it. And that's the reality of coin collecting. Value is hidden in plain sight. The difference is who notices it first. Right now, there are drummer boy coins sitting in jars, drawers, and pockets all around the world. Some of them are ordinary, but some of them are not. And the only way to know the difference is to look. So, before you spend your next quarter, stop. Take a second. Check it carefully. Because that one coin could be the one that everyone else missed fire money bag. If you want, I can also create ultra-viral title plus description plus tags plus thumbnail text to help this video blow up and reach monetization faster. Stop before you spend another quarter. You need to check this. Because that 1999 Connecticut quarter sitting in your pocket could be worth far more than 25 cents, and most people never even look. Every single day, rare coins are being spent like normal money. People don't check. They don't notice. And just like that, they lose something valuable without even knowing it. The 1999 Connecticut State Quarter was one of the first coins released in the State Quarters program. It features the famous charter oak tree, a symbol of American history and independence. But what most people don't realize is this: not all of these quarters are the same. Some are completely normal, but others have hidden value. And that value comes from tiny details that most people ignore. First, look at the condition of your coin. If your quarter is worn, scratched, or faded, it's usually just worth face value. But if you find one that looks almost brand new, with sharp details and clean surfaces, that's where things change. Collectors pay big money for coins in high condition. The difference between a worn coin and a near-perfect one can be huge. Now, here's where it gets interesting: errors. Some Connecticut quarters were struck with mistakes, and those mistakes can turn an ordinary coin into something valuable. Look closely for doubling in the text or design. If letters or numbers appear slightly doubled, that could be a rare error. Also check for off-center strikes. If the design looks shifted or misaligned, that's another sign of a mint error. Even small things like die cracks or missing details can increase value. But here's the problem. Most people see these as damage. They think the coin is defective, so they spend it. And just like that, they lose the opportunity. Now, here's something even more important: mint marks. On the front of the coin, near the date, you'll see a small letter. This tells you where the coin was made. Some mint marks are more desirable than others, especially when combined with errors or high condition. And then there are special coins, proof coins. These were not meant for circulation. They were made for collectors with a mirror-like finish and extremely sharp details. If you ever find a Connecticut quarter that looks unusually shiny, almost like a mirror, you might be holding a proof coin, and those can be worth much more. Now think about this. Millions of these quarters were made, but only a small number have the features that make them valuable, which means most people will never find one, but some will, and those who know what to look for are the ones who win. Because this isn't about luck, it's about awareness. Right now, there are valuable coins hiding in plain sight, in jars, wallets, drawers, even in your pocket. But if you don't check, you'll never know. And once you spend that coin, it's gone. Forever. No warning. No second chance. So, before you use your next quarter, stop. Look at it carefully. Check the condition. Search for errors. Look at the mint mark. Because that one small coin could be worth far more than you think. Fire money bag. Stop before you spend another quarter. Take a second and look closely. Because that 2022 D Wilma Mankiller quarter in your pocket might be worth far more than you think, and most people are spending it without even checking. Every single day, valuable coins disappear into circulation. People don't notice them. They don't understand what makes a coin valuable. And just like that, money is lost forever. The 2022 Wilma Mankiller Quarter is part of the American Women Quarters program. It honors Wilma Mankiller, the first female principal chief of the Cherokee Nation. This makes the coin historically important and highly collectible from the moment it was released. But here's what most people don't know. Not all of these quarters are equal. Some are just ordinary coins worth 25 cents, but others can be worth far more depending on a few critical details, and if you don't know what to look for, you'll miss it. First, check the mint mark. The D on your coin means it was made in Denver. Millions were produced, but that doesn't mean they're all the same. Because value doesn't just come from rarity, it comes from condition. If you find a coin that looks brand new, with sharp details, no scratches, and a clean surface, that's where collectors start paying attention. High-grade coins can be worth many times more than face value. Now, here's where things get serious. Errors. This is where the real money can be. Some 2022 quarters have striking errors. These can include doubling in the text, missing details, die cracks, or even misaligned designs. These mistakes are rare, and collectors are always searching for them. But here's the danger. Most people don't recognize errors. They think it's damage or just a worn coin, so they spend it. And just like that, they lose something valuable. Now imagine this. You have a 2022 Wilma Mankiller quarter. It looks normal, but there's a small doubling in the letters or a strange crack in the design. That could be an error coin, and that error could make it worth far more than 25 cents. But if you don't check, you'll never know. And once it's gone, it's gone. Now here's something most people ignore. New coins can be valuable too. Many people think only old coins are worth money. That's not true. Modern coins with errors or perfect condition can be just as valuable, sometimes even more. And because they're new, they're easier to find, which means the opportunity is happening right now. Not in the past. Right now. In your change. In your pocket. In your home. But only if you pay attention. Because every day, people spend coins without looking, and some of those coins are worth much more than they realize. So, before you spend your next quarter, stop, look closely, check the mint mark, examine the details, search for anything unusual, because that one coin could be the one everyone else missed. Fire money bag.